It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? I hope you had a great weekend. The Geno Jones Show is live and in living color. I come to you Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 in Chicago. That's 5:30. 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles or on the West Coast. Please, you and everybody you know, everybody that you don't know, everybody that you like, that you love, folks that you can't stand, folks you hate, strangers, aliens from outer space, tell them all. Must-see TV, it is simply the best. And I come to you, like I said, live, 5 days a week around this time. And if you can't watch me live, I got you. Just subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel and everybody you know and don't know, like I said, because you can binge watch all my back episodes anytime you want to. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope you had a better weekend than some of the not so good old boys in Montgomery, Alabama that effed around and found out. Thought they were going to gang up on a black security guard and was just doing his job. But man, the Wakanda Nation, Black Panther and the Avengers came to the rescue by air, sea, and land. Literally by sea. We got a new black Aquaman. I don't know who the kid is, but I'll tell you more about that. There's this video that's gone viral about it was a brawl in Montgomery, the riverfront. They have like these river boats. But I'll get into that later. All right, let me start off. I want to shout out Miss Simone Biles. Man, the sister whoa, she is bad. This sister Simone Biles. She made a successful return after taking a break for about 2 years to just deal with her mental health. She came down with something called the twisties, and according to Simone and other gymnasts, it's something that because gymnasts are doing these incredible flips and they're 20, 30 feet up in the air, and when they get the twisties, they kind of lose like a sense of direction, which can be very dangerous. So Simone took a break. That happened right toward the end of the 2020 Olympics. That was in 2021, actually, because of COVID. They pushed it back a year. So this was her first performance, her first competition, a major competition, and she not only did she win, she blew away the field. She blew it out the water. I mean, she dominated, winning this gymnastics event in suburban Chicago. I think it was it in Hoffman Estates or Highland Park? Anyway, I'm getting it mixed up. But in suburban Chicago, she performed, sold out venue. And Simone said, listen, she's just going to take things one thing at a time. She's going to compete the U.S. championships in gymnastics, in the world championships. And then, you know, she'll talk about Paris next summer, the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. I got a feeling that because she did it. So she did this event that no other gymnast has ever done. No female. I don't even know if any male gymnast has done it. I can't think of the name of it. So it was like named after some Russian. And so she took that move that very few people could do. And then she said, I'm going to put my own, I'm going to remix it. I'm going to just put one more little turn or spin in here. Sister is bad. So shout out to Simone Biles doing her thing. I think she got married a couple years ago. The brother, I love to see black love. I got to say that. Because the world does not root for black love. Social media too many times is always trying to put black folks against black men, against black women, and we stop all that foolishness. Social media gonna get some of y'all in trouble. It can be the devil. It can be used for good. It can be used for greatness. But some of y'all got it twisted. Some of y'all just need to just delete your account and get rid of your phone. Let folks send a carrier pigeon or a courier to get you a message. But I digress. So I just want to send a big shout out and congratulations. I was saying she got married a couple of years ago. I think the brother's name was Jonathan. I believe he's playing for the Green Bay Packers. He was playing for the Houston Texans. I think Simone is from Houston. So we are so proud of you, young sister, and you did the right thing. And a lot of us we can learn a lot from what you did, Simone Biles. And focus on our mental health, because I will say this, I said it, and I'm going to say it for infinity. All right? The whole planet could use some mental health, like some treatment. Therapists. The whole planet could use a good therapist right now. I think we all, on some level, are dealing with some level of stress, anxiety that affects, and a lot of us don't know it. Some of us are ignoring it or in denial. But it's something that we all have to take seriously. And too many times in our community, in our culture as black people in America, I'm sure globally, but especially here in America, that we as black people, we have shunned others. Talking about, oh, you crazy. Hey, no, look, if you're not feeling okay mentally, it's crazy not to get help. That's what's crazy. You're not crazy if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, whatever it may be, whatever form of mental health, an illness or crisis, or just some mental health issue that you feel that you need some help with. It is no shame in finding professional help. Now, I know talking to your girlfriend or your boy, your best buddy, your boy, that you watch the game with, and y'all go ahead and gamble and and play ball and all that other stuff, that's cool. But they're not professionals. Talk to them, even talking to your pastor, that's great. But the pastor is not a professional mental health expert. And we have some brilliant brothers and sisters, black psychiatrists and psychologists and therapists that are culturally competent. Because just being black in America, there is genetic trauma. There's scientific data. I talked about this. There is scientific data that trauma, the type of genetic trauma or the type of trauma that our ancestors experienced, the Middle Passage, slavery, Jim Crow, lynching, murder, rape, it is documented. There's research. As a matter of fact, there was research. The first I saw this research, there were the grandchildren of Holocaust survivors, where they were actually able to see where those grandchildren who knew of their grandparents who were survivors, or maybe have family members that were murdered in Nazi Germany and just in Europe back in the late 30s and the early 40s, that trauma is passed through the DNA to our children and grandchildren. So trauma is definitely, and any woman that's pregnant understands that if you are dealing with a lot of stress and trauma, unfortunately, that stress and trauma can be and will be passed on to your fetus. So that's just a fact. You don't believe me? Talk to your OBGYN, talk to your mental health professional, your therapist, your psychologist, your psychiatrist, and they'll tell you that. You can Google it. You can find the research. You Google every damn thing else, so Google that. So once again, shout out to Simone Biles for just saying, you know what, I'm not okay. And it's okay for me to admit that I'm not okay. But the most important thing is once you realize and you admit to yourself or to the world that, hey, you know what, I'm not okay. I ain't just, I'm dealing with a lot. I need to talk to a professional. I need some help. I need somebody to help get me through whatever I need to get through, and have a professional sit down and examine you and, make a professional evaluation and diagnosis and get whatever form that help looks like. Therapy, if you need medication, you want to avoid that, but just find a good professional, culturally competent therapist or mental health professional. It could save your life. It really could. So, speaking of medicine, what is this? The Grey's Anatomy portion of the show. So the FDA, this is really important. Speaking of women who were pregnant, the FDA has approved a drug, a postpartum drug Actually, it's a postpartum depression pill. So the brand name is Zurzuvae, Zurzuvae, or Zurzuvae. Zurzuvae. It's one of the two. Zurzuvae, it's probably Zurzuvae. 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 Anyway, it is a postpartum depression pill. It's to be taken once a day for 14 days straight to help. Did you know 1 out of 7 new mothers are dealing with postpartum depression? And there's like another step even more severe, postpartum psychosis. It's real, and I guarantee you there are a lot of women that's watching the show right now that know of it. Either they dealt with postpartum depression, or a family member, a sister or a mother or an aunt or a girlfriend or sorority sister or brother or a church member or a co-worker or a neighbor. So postpartum depression is real, and it can be very serious, and it can be deadly if it's not checked, if it's not dealt with. It could lead to postpartum psychosis. It could be deadly or cause that mother that's in that state to do some harm to her child. So call your doctor, seek professional help. But that is some good news. And a lot of women for years suffered in silence dealing with postpartum depression. And of course, for black women, there's racism in medicine. Trust me, my mother was a nurse for 40 plus years? 40 plus, close to 50, 40 plus solid years. Easy. So I know for a fact, because I had a mother who was in the healthcare profession as a nurse on every level. There's racism in medicine. And for years, they told black women, first of all, the whole racist notion that black people somehow have a higher pain threshold. And when we say that we're in pain, too many doctors have said we're just making it up, that we just a dope fiend, and we just want to get drugs, or it's all in our head. We're really not in that pain, which is bullshit and racist. So unfortunately, so many black women suffered in silence. Doctors that didn't take their postpartum depression serious enough. So thank God that there's a pill. I'm sure there's a side effect, because with every pill there's a side effect. So talk to your doctor about that, okay? But get the help you need. All right, so I got to shout out Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx, recently he was on Instagram, and he was talking about all these fake friends and the fake love, because when he was dealing with his health crisis, he just really wanted to keep it close, tight. He wanted to keep it private. Some people want to share their health crisis. Some people don't. And I get that. I completely understand where Jamie's coming from. His sister, he talked about his sister and his daughter, really kept it tight, didn't divulge too much, because he just wanted to, he said he didn't even know if he was going to live. And then he had to go to rehab. So he just wanted to do that. So he was talking about, the fake friends and the fake love, because some of these same people that claimed that they love him and they were his friends, they were speculating all on social media, talking about, oh, Jamie, this happened and that happened, and they're supposed to be his friend, and they just out there just selling him out. So he talked about that. And in one of his posts, he said, hey, and I want to make sure I get it right. He said, they killed this dude named Jesus. All right? What do you think they'll do to you? Now, there were some people that thought he was taking a shot at Jews and being anti-Semitic. So, for anybody like Jennifer Aniston, who initially, she liked his post on Instagram, she was on his side, and all of a sudden, because you had some people saying, well, you co-signed with Jamie being anti-Semitic, and then she kind of ran for cover. So let me just say this, okay? The next time, especially, let's deal with Jamie Foxx first of all. Nowhere in Jamie Foxx's history has he ever been anti anything publicly. He's never said anything anti-Semitic. He hasn't said anything anti-black. He hadn't said anything anti-LGBTQ, anti-Hispanic. He never said anything publicly. Now, so for those who thought that he was being anti-Semitic, who don't understand black culture and some of the things that we talk, there's a term they use, colloquialisms. Thank you. Say that 3 times fast. Colloquialisms. They're just sayings. That's a fancy way of saying just certain things we say, certain phrases. Like you hear me, I always quote, they would call the sayings that my grandparents had colloquialisms. But they're just sayings, phrases. Name it and claim it. Speak it into existence. If it's not there, you can't put it there. You do what you want to do when you want to do it bad enough. Those are sayings that are relatively popular among our grandparents and great-grandparents. And as kids, we heard our grandparents and mothers and maybe in some cases great-grandparents say those things, and they get passed down to us, and we pass them down to their kid. So when you hear a black person say, well, listen, they killed Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you? Jamie never said Jews or Italians or Romans or anybody. He just said they. And if you are a Christian, you do understand that Jesus was betrayed. He was hung on the cross. Okay? So before you accuse somebody of being anti-Semitic, especially somebody that didn't have a track record, we're not talking about Kanye West here. We're talking about Jamie Foxx. And the thing is, Jamie Foxx apologized for something that he didn't even do, which goes to show you the kind of dude he is. And he said, listen, for anyone in the Jewish faith that was offended by what I said, but I encourage my Jewish brothers and sisters, before you get online and call Jamie anti-Semitic, reach out to Jamie or some people around, or talk to some black people and ask them, what does that mean? When black people talk about, hey, listen, if they killed Jesus, that means that people who were close to Jesus betrayed him. So if Jesus could be betrayed, who are you and me to be betrayed? That's what it means. And it doesn't, as a matter of fact, in most cases, it's referring to people who are close to us. In most cases, those are people that look like us. So I just want to encourage all those who accuse Jamie of being anti-Semitic. Really, you all owe him an apology. Because before you got online and started accusing him of something, you should have talked to him or some people around him. Or like I said, talk to some black people and ask them, okay, what did he mean? Because he never singled out any race of people. Black Twitter to the rescue. Once again, or Black X. Man, I can't wait until we create our own version of X or Twitter. So you can let Elon Musk and his racist ass have that bogus platform. Speaking of coming to the rescue, oh yes. Hey Najima, how you doing there? Thank you for watching. Also, my #1 fan, my executive producer, my co-CEO of publicity and PR, my mother, Mary Dixon. Thank you, mother. I love you more than life itself. And I'll talk to you later. So, there's been some videos that have gone viral. That means like so many people have watched these videos. So I believe over the weekend, so there is in Montgomery, Alabama, I don't know the name of the river, but they have these river boats, and they take, I guess, like cruises and tours. Like Chicago, you know, they have boat cruises where you can go out and you go around the Chicago River and you kind of go around and get to see the skyline and all that. So they have these river boat cruises and riverfront cruises in Montgomery, Alabama. So when these river boats come back, they come back basically to where they were docked. Or that's just another word for park. They don't say boats are parked, they say they're docked. But when these river boats come back to their docks, they have certain slips or places to park the boats. Well, some not so good old boys decided just to kind of park their own little, not a river boat, just their own little personal boat park it in the spot in the dock where the riverboats come back to allow the passengers to get off the boat. And you had at least one riverboat full of people that couldn't get back. The driver of the boat could not get back to unload his passengers because some jackass parked his boat in front of the dock or in the dock to where the riverboats would come back from the riverfront cruises and unload the passengers. So there was a security guard on duty, a brother, black man, had on a white t-shirt. And I guess he had told these not so good old boys, you can't park there. But, you know, the MAGA mentality, they go ignore, oh, can't no black man tell me what to do. I park where the hell I want to park. I'm an American. Okay. So the brother, he basically untied this boat that was illegally parked and pushed it out the way so these riverfront boats, these river boats could come back. They could come back to shore, or they could come back to their dock and unload the passengers. So these not so good old boys decided they were going to gang up on this brother. Oh, why did they do that? You know, I have a saying on the show, and it is YouTube, so if the kids are listening, I apologize. But I just got to give it to you straight, no chasing. You know, we have a saying in the culture, you can fuck around and find out if you want to. And they effed around and found out. So you had several of them ganging up on the brother, and the brother had some kind of hat. I guess that was like the bat signal. The brother tosses the hat up in the air, and out of nowhere, you see brothers and sisters running down, coming down from above, you know, because there's a landing, so I guess, you know, the cars and where the cars are parked are probably a couple levels up. So, you know, they have like a walkway. So you saw people, brothers and sisters running down the walkway. There was one young brother was like the black Aquaman. Y'all need to cast this brother in the next Aquaman movie. Jason Momoa, you out of a job, dude. So this was a 16-year-old kid, a black male teenager, 16. He was in one of the, I guess like a riverboat that was on the other side of the harbor. So this 16-year-old brother saw what was going down. He jumps in the water. Looked like he would have beat Michael Phelps. And y'all know who Michael Phelps is, won more gold medals in swimming than any man in American history. This brother was better than the black Michael Phelps. He was like Aquaman, whoosh, fully clothed. All of his clothes on, shoes, and everything. Perfect. He's shoot. Swam himself over there, got out of that water, and commenced to handling his business. Said, what y'all not gonna do is gang up on this black man. And then there was, I'm laughing. I hope this brother didn't catch a case. But these not so good old boys started this, and they all ganged up on this black security guard. And they were in the wrong. So one brother somehow got a folding chair. And man, he looked like Hank Aaron. He was folding chair. He was, bow out. And even the sisters got in because the black men was like, okay, I'm not going to hit these white women. I'm not going to hit these Karens because I'm really going to be facing a case. But the sisters rolled down. We got this. We got this part handled. Now, listen, I don't condone violence, but you have a right. I was taught as a little boy. My grandfather taught me, never start a fight, Jeannie, but always end it. So that security guard did not start a fight. That security guard, that black security guard, he was doing his job. And all these not so good old boys had to do, first of all, you are illegally parked. You see these river boats trying to get back and unload their passengers, and you have your little raggedy ass boat parked in their space. You lucky that the city of Montgomery didn't tow that boat. So you figure because he was a black security guard that you could just dismiss him, that there were no laws that you had to obey because a black man was trying to get you to obey those laws. Well, that Dred Scott decision is over and done with. That bullshit doesn't exist anymore. That was way back in the 1850s. Literally, there was a Supreme Court decision called the Dred Scott decision, and Justice, I think Tanaway, racist Supreme Court justice, agreed and said that there are no laws that a white man has to observe. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, that affects a black man. So saying that a white man could do anything to a black man. There are no laws that would apply to a white man in regards to a black man. The black man had no rights whatsoever. That no matter what a white man did to a black man back in the 1850s, it wasn't against the law. Because there were no laws. This was the Supreme Court that ruled. Google the Dred Scott decision. All right? Do your own homework. So I guess these not so good old boys just figured, we ain't got to obey it. Who are you? You can't tell us what the law is. And then they decided, and it wasn't like it was one. So, they were tough. You got 3 or 4 of them going to jump on this one, 3, 4, 5 of them going to jump on this one black man. Like if y'all was really about that life, as they say, if it was that tough, just fight the dude one-on-one. Wow, all of you all had to gang up on him, but you didn't think that black people were going to come to his rescue. You just thought they were going to stand there with their cameras and cell phones and videotape it. Oh, but you effed around and found out. Because the Black Avengers came and got that ass corrected, men and women, and a teenager that swam across the harbor looking like Aquaman, Submariner, like a black barracuda in the water. So, once again, I do not advocate violence, but I do advocate self-defense. Never start a fight, always end the fight. Don't F around and find out. So I don't know what happened there, but I'm sure you've seen the video. It's just people have been cracking it. But I thank God, in all seriousness, all jokes aside now, thank God that nobody was killed. Thank God that nobody pulled out a weapon, because it could have really got ugly. And for the MAGA cult members and all the racists and white nationalists that might be watching this show, I was like, well, see, that's why we want to start a civil. No, you stop it. You all really don't want a civil war. You talk a good game, but trust me, you don't want that. You don't want that smoke. Because the truth is, nobody wants it. Because nobody will win. Maybe Putin would love it. Yeah, y'all sit there and fight among yourselves. Hell, I ain't got to launch I ain't got to drop no bomb over on New York City or D.C. or L.A. or Chicago or Miami. I'm going to let y'all kill each other. And you fighting over some shit that's made up, this whole construct, this whole thing called race. It was made up by wealthy people hundreds of years ago, back in the 1600s. So a handful of wealthy people who were, quote unquote, white, didn't even call themselves white at the time, the elite aristocratic over in Europe, could maintain social, political, and the most important, economic power. They could keep your ass poor. So while your good old boy, raggedy looking, trailer park looking ass, jumping on this black man for doing his job, these billionaires don't give a shit about you. Your ass will sit in jail. Because some of y'all, I saw video, y'all sitting on the curb in handcuffs, hands behind your back, over some bullshit. This whole race thing is a con. They're conning you so they can keep their hand in their pocket. Like your boy Orange Hitler is conning you all. Y'all paying for his legal defense fund so he can stay out of jail for trying to overthrow the government. Oh, I'm not, they're coming for you, but I want to protect. He don't give a shit about all all of those people that stormed the Capitol, they're sitting in jails right now, the head of the Oath Keepers or the leaders, some of the leaders of the Oath Keepers and the 3%ers and the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys, all them racist ass white nationalists and right-wing racist white militia groups that's sitting in federal penitentiaries right now. You think your boy trying to get y'all ass out? Is he paying for your is he paying for you to have a lawyer to appeal your case? No, and he ain't gonna do it. He don't give a shit about y'all. Man, y'all gotta wake up. There have been people for hundreds of years, for centuries, that have profited off of fear and ignorance. And at the root, at the core of racism is fear and ignorance. So keep on being a fool if you want to. My grandfather had a saying, "Not gonna put me in the trick bag." And it made up thing about race. It's a trick bag. Wake up, guys. Let me get out of here. Happy birthday to Mr. Brown himself, David Mann, from Meet the Browns and all the Tyler Perry movies. Mr. Brown, a.k.a. David Mann, 57 today. Actor Harold Perrineau. So you seen this brother. He was in the first 3 Matrix movies, the trilogy. The last one, I was like, y'all could have held on to that one. And I love the Matrix. All 3 of them. The first 3, anytime they come on TV, if I happen to channel surf, I got to watch them. I don't care what time it is. He was like, Link was his name, his character's name. He was the pilot. He was the main pilot. Harold Perry knew, and he was also in all the Best Man movies. He's 60 today. All you Philadelphia Eagles fans, my brother Jalen Hurts, NBA star, soon to be superstar, led his team to the Super Bowl. They lost to another black quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Jalen Hurts is a bad man. Young brother just turned 25 today. Happy birthday to Jalen Hurts and another black quarterback. Celebrating a birthday today. He got to get his thing together in Arizona. Hopefully he'll get the right coaches around him, get him some help. Kyler Murray turned 26 today. He is a starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Stay healthy, brother. Put the work in, all right? Because they're trying to put the rep that you lazy, man. Come on. Look, you know how these folks can be now. DeMar DeRozan, NBA star for the Chicago Bulls, my mother's favorite team. Mr. DeMar DeRozan turned 34 today. Happy birthday to all my Leo kings and queens out there celebrating a birthday. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and you, and you, and especially you, and God most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. And thanks to all my new subscribers. Now, I am less than 50 new subscribers away from crossing a threshold, becoming a YouTube partner. That means I'm about 50 new subscribers away from securing that YouTube bag. That's right, getting a check from YouTube. So come on, y'all. Keep watching. Share the episode, or copy and paste the link, text it, email it to everybody. Share this episode, tell everybody. And the more you guys watch, and the longer you watch, because you've been doing that, I've been averaging like, 4,000 minutes total views, total minutes viewed a month. I appreciate it, but keep it going. So the more you watch, the sooner I get a check from YouTube. I'm just going to put it right there. Right there where as my man Joe Madison and my grandfather said, put it right there where the ghost can get it. I'm going to put it right there in your face, make it easy to understand. You ain't got to try to figure it out or think about what did he mean when he said it. That's simple. The more subscribers I get, and the more and longer you watch, the sooner I get that check from YouTube. So thank you. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Shout out to Jerome Hayward and Michelle and the staff, O'Shea at the Montague Room, LaFay, thanks everybody. Once again, I've been emceeing down there Friday and Saturday nights, the MC and host, having a great time. Shout out to all the bands. D Maestro and the D Myers band came back, amazing, out of Myrtle Beach. Man, his brother D Maestro is fire as a lead singer and a guitar player in his band, the D Myers band. These brothers are amazing. Star Queen and her band was performing Saturday night, so Star Queen is going to be my guest, hopefully either tomorrow or Thursday. There's a big boys and men's conference I'm a part of. I'm going to have Butch Kennedy, the founder, and two young men who are part of this very important conversation that we're going to have, cross-generational conversation, young black men, young boys, and some old grown-ass black men. Important conversation that we got to have. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, on IG. Kel B Cutting Up, KelBeCuttinup. Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show, along with Mr. Bruce Gage. Miglio di Mario Uomo, the Mario Uomo collection. He's already got the spring 2024 collection on his Instagram page. It is spectacular. So check out the spring 24. He's got the fall winter 23 look on his Instagram. But check out Allie Jones, her summer collection, the LX.NCL_ collection. So she came out with a summer collection of crocheted items, everything from swimsuits, two-piece swimsuits, one-piece swimsuits, handbags, beautiful handbags, ladies or fellas. You want a crocheted handbag? She can crochet it for you too. Tops, ladies tops, leggings, and these little beanies, little crocheted beanies, scullies. She makes for women and men. She made me one. So check out the special summer collection. I'm sure she's gonna do it in the fall too. So check out her LX.NCL crochet collection. That's her Instagram page, LX.NCL_. And she's a supermodel too. And Bruce Gage, the Mario Uomo collection and the Flyball collection. Check it out. Go to his Instagram page and see what the Mario Uomo collection and the Flyball collection, which is the official Negro Baseball League gear, drip line, clothing line. Check it out. Miglio di Mario Uomo, that's MIGLIODI, MARIOUOMO, The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, go back and watch what you missed. If you came into this episode halfway through, go back and watch the whole thing, and then copy the link, copy and paste it, share the episode, screen grab it, tell everybody. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Go back and binge watch what you missed. I love you so much. As always, be blessed. Pray for peace. Thanks for watching. Holla!
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.